and Parramatta the last week, and he saw a game of football of what dimension, Harry?
Pretty good.
Despite
the scores of 18 points to 4, it was a game that meant so much to both sides, because remember that both sides, both Canterbury and Parramatta, were on the losing end. Parramatta lost their last 3 matches, so they were striving to win, and we know that Canterbury Bankstown have been in the doldrums, a loss of players and all that sort of business. But we saw eventually a good game of football, and Parramatta, easily the better side in the day, scoring the 3 tries to, Canterbury failed across the line. I think the game was Parramatta back to their best defensive effort in the which they'd started off this season with. So I bet that Jack Gibson would be very, very pleased to see it. In the game, we saw 3 tries, I say, being scored by the Parramatta side, and indeed they were all scored by the backs. But the game really was played in the forwards. We didn't see a great deal of the open style of football. But when we did see the open style of football, it was quite surprising that Canterbury Bankstown, that 1980 vintage style of football that brought in the competition last year, outside the fence, and if you consider it, well, we're going to do something about it in the future. But unfortunately, it didn't happen in the future. Here's a try. This is a good.
This is a bit of football, I think, that leads up to that penalty situation.
Well, now here's a player being tackled in the corner now. Now Dennis Braybrook moves in, trying to get the players away so they can get on with the game. Yeah. Look, they're all they want to give the penalty away. Now Swift's across, right. It goes right across to the other side of the field, and you'll see the Canterbury player tackled in the corner, not allowed to get up again. Now you fly down the corner, you get tackled here, and you'll find him held down again, and referee Dennis Braybrook moves in now, stops the play. Look, they're all having, he finally awards a penalty kick. He looks behind. This is
right, here's Eric Growth juggling the ball.
Yes, this was a good pass from young Kenny around the front. He juggles the ball here, takes it in. He finally grabbed it all right and put it down for a splendid try as a juggler.
Great.
Now here's the mousetrap.
We'll talk about the mousetrap. Hello, there's a bit of gridiron. 6'4", 28-31.
Yes.
Still the bombs beautifully under pressure.
Had a good game too, Brett, in this game. Obviously must have influenced the selectors because he won the battle over Dowling. But also for Canterbury, I thought that Graham Hughes had a great game in a defeated side, and Steve Mortimer.
This is one aspect of the play that I want you to watch closely, and Gibson definitely does coach his players to lie on their tackle player once the opposition has gained some momentum, even to the extent of giving away deliberate penalties. This was a game where they were criticised for it, not the same extent as we were against Cronulla, but on the other hand, they were a little bit better acting at it than we were against Cronulla. It's Hilditch that incurs the penalty, but he did it at the right place really, and about the right occasion. Parramatta score a try here. Watch the ease with which it is scored. It's that number 10 taking the ball up. He rarely passes, by the way, number 10. They score a try from this tap. It's a game against Canterbury, of course. It was prior to our game. It was equivalent to our game against Newtown, because after all we do follow Parramatta through the comp, and I've been seeing them play quite regularly now, so fairly used to, as I am, as you would be, to most of the things that they do. Most of their yardage in this game was made through the forwards, and I can remember talking to Ray Price at a function, and he said to me that, because this was the first game that they won of their last sequence of 6 games, and he did tell me that all they did was run from dummy half early in this game to try and get their act together. And since that time, of course, they've been unloading the ball fairly well and getting their confidence up. And that's that gifted bloke scoring a try of Growth. Notice that they are taking the ball well and truly inside the 5 in attack, and it's still worth your while to scream to Hartley. Not that I suppose that he will matter that much difference. That was Mackenzie short shipping for himself. Loose ball, 6 again. And from this particular movement, it's the taxation consultant that scores the try across, it's back to the left wing. See that slip between the legs, that one over there? That's Ella scoring the try.